Hello everyone. Today is creative writing tip number 6 from Johnny Young, a published author on Bloomsbury Publishing. Now, what I want to look at today is a very popular question, and that is how to write about the sincerity of someone's feelings for somebody else. If you were writing, for example, a romance story, one of the traps that writers fall into is to write so that it's too obvious and it's too vague. So you get things like, he loved her with a love that burned insatiably in his heart with unstoppable fire that couldn't be quenched, and all that sort of thing. He loved her more than he knew, but he knew there was no future in it. Vague, empty. What writers try to do to compensate is by making the feel of the burning heart elaborate, in which case it will make it better, it makes it worse. So what you need to do is come up with a question. You need to come up with specific feelings, specific details, and what can work really effectively is if you set up a situation and underpin it. Now, the best way to explain that is by example. So I've just sketched out a quick example to say what I mean. She was quite dismissive to people, and he remembered that at the recent party he had bought her a drink, and she had simply looked across the room to someone else. It was obvious. She wasn't interested in him. Anyway, she was far too money-minded. All her conversation gravitated round possessions and things she would like, nice things. No, that was not his sort of person. He couldn't live with that. And then, of course, there were the eyes. Her eyes, so wide-eyed, as if she was always in a continuous state of surprise. How could he live for the rest of his life with somebody like that? No, she was definitely not for him. It was stupid for him to think she would be. So he shrugged his shoulders, took a deep breath, and continued with his work, delivering the post in the cheerful sunshine. So why was it, he wondered, that every time he put a letter through a letterbox, the shutter came down and he felt a sharp pain each time and thought of her? So that's just a little example to show that by looking at the technique, being conscious of what you're doing, that's just a rough draft. You need to work on that and so on, of course. But it's this principle that underlies it, that he's dismissed her, she's not for him, this is life, let's get on with life. But you see, love can't be controlled, and the logic can say what it likes, but the emotion works against it. And by setting up a question like that, so why was it, he wondered, that every time he dropped a letter through the letterbox, he felt a sharp pain each time and thought of her? But the focused reality of action and feelings, which we really don't understand. Well, I hope that was useful to you, and please listen out for more YouTube videos where I'm going to put advice on creative writing. And thank you for listening. Have a nice day.